computer?
Did you?
Very new.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Student Affairs fourth annual virtual information fair hosted by Hampton University. I am Calvin Harris, the Director for Student Involvement and Leadership here at Hampton University, and I will be hosting tonight's seminar. On this evening, we will be having the pleasure of speaking to Ms. Kristie Lafoon. She is representing the Office of the Registrar. And a lot of you will have some communication with your department throughout the matriculation of your time here, but it's always good to have her come present just to explain the basics of what the Office of the Registrar does do. Within a lot of your processes of coming to Hampton, you will deal mostly with freshman studies, more intimately with the admissions office, but she is one of the main driving forces behind the scenes that's preparing the academic sides as far as GPA once you get in through pre-college or your first semester going forward. So welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Before we get started, I just want to share with you, we have done this for now 4 years now. It started during COVID and it became a benefit to our parents as well as our future Hamptonians just to gain information from Hampton. You know, oftentimes everybody's working, so they don't get the chance to stop and pick up the phone, and then when we're busy, not getting the intimate response. So what we like to do is give you an opportunity just to explain general information about your department, introduce yourself, and then we do open up the phone lines for a few questions. Okay. All right. So once again, with her office, because she is within the Office of the Registrar, please understand that if you do happen to have a question that you might wish to ask her, please do not ask direct personal questions. She does not have a system in front of her to be able to answer those questions on this evening, but we do welcome all questions. If it's something she can answer or I can answer, we will answer, but we will defer you to another resource. All right. You ready?
I am.
All right. So introduce yourself and welcome.
As Mr. Harris said, my name is Kristie Lafoon. I'm the Assistant Registrar and Systems Analyst for the Office of the Registrar. We are located in Whipple Barn, which is diagonally behind the Student Center. We are open from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And we take care of things like change of majors, change of grade, issuing transcripts, everything related to graduation, resetting your HUNet PIN if you have issues with that, changing your address, anything basically that relates to record keeping. That's us to take care of after you get here.
Okay, great. So I just want to also be clear. She did mention changing schedules. As a incoming freshman, you will deal with freshman studies if you have any type of schedule change that you need to make during NSO week. After NSO week, after midterms, if you are preparing for the spring semester, correct, do they report to you or do they report still through freshman studies the full freshman year?
They would need to contact their department. Okay. They'll be advised by an academic advisor for their major if they have already declared one. They'll receive a registration PIN from that advisor, and that's what will enable them to register online through HUNet themselves. Okay. So really, we only come into play if a class is closed, if you don't have the prerequisite for a course, things like that, that the department has to give special permission for us to put you into the class. Otherwise, you should be able to handle your registration on your own after that first semester.
All right, great. So within the Office of the Registrar, do you all take walk-ins? Is it appointment only?
We are walk-in, okay. First come, first serve.
Okay, great, great. So oftentimes we happen to have parents that should happen to call in and request information about their child from your office. Could you explain that procedure on how they will be able to obtain that information? Any legal ways of doing it?
Yes, so there is FERPA, which is Family Educational Rights and Privileges. I will Act. That is what gives us permission to disclose information to parents. If there is not that FERPA form signed on file, we can't release anything. That's different than, say, financial aid that's permitted to discuss financial information, and student accounts, they have different legal binding agreements than we do. So we won't be able to release grades or information like that without your child's permission. Also, a parent can't request an enrollment verification. They can't request a transcript. They can't request any of those things on the child's behalf, even if you're paying the bill, which I know is unfortunate, but the student has to make those requests on their own because it is their private student record.
All right, great. So is that all you had? All right. So at this time, Mr. Lafoon, I would love to open up the lines just to ask some general questions that they might have of your office. Everyone, please keep in mind that this is always a brief session that we do host because her office is just a nice additional touch point to our campus. So if you do not have any questions for her, then that is perfectly fine. But now we're gonna go ahead and open up the line so that we can see some questions.
The first question in the chat is, where do they find the FERPA form?
Where do they find the FERPA form?
All of our forms are located on student forms, which is on our website. We also have hard copies outside in the lobby of our office.
All right. So if you all go to www.hamptonu.edu, in the upper right-hand corner, there are 3 lines where you can get to the quick links. I think you can go under student life as well as faculty and staff and get to the forms. It might be easier if you go to student life. And if you scroll down, you'll see various offices or documents and forms for students. I would look right there and you should be able to find something called FERPA, F-E-R-P-A, right?
Right, and I think it's like the educational rights form. It has a different name. But if you have any questions, you can just reach out to registrar@hamptonu.edu.
All right. Do we have any other questions from the chat?
They're asking to drop the link, so.
Okay. So at this time, I do see one name, Mafozar.
Yes, hi, it's me again.
Right.
Thank you so much.
With us here. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. This is not really a registrar related question, so I apologize. But I wanted to know, when is the last day that freshmen can change their schedules? And I'm thinking in light of when the students are meeting with because I know May 31st right now we have to add or change schedules, but is there going to be an opportunity after that, given that students will be meeting with their advisors to talk about classes?
Yes. On the other evening, Ms. White did explain that during the new student orientation week, NSO week, when they come, they do go through another orientation there. And during that time, when they return here in August, they'll be able to alter their schedules with their advisor.
Okay, I apologize. I missed that. And what was the date again? It was Tuesday. What was the date for that? The meeting with the advisors?
I do not know. Unfortunately, I don't have that information in front of me.
Okay, that's okay. But they'll email them, right? I mean, they'll get emails about the information.
Yes. So I was in the meeting earlier today with Ms. White. They do have the NSO week information going out within the next week. But if you wish to speak to her or get any information, you can always email freshmanstudies@hamptonu.edu or call 757-727-5000 and ask to be transferred to freshman studies and ask her a question directly.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, looks like Erica Andrews.
Hi.
Hi.
So I contacted the registrar's office a couple of weeks ago and was told that students could only complete the FERPA form if they during orientation. And so just to make sure I'm clear, they can upload the form and submit it through their email.
They can.
It will be accepted that way. Okay, thank you.
As long as the signatures are, live signatures.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Is there a particular email address or does it link?
You can still go to registrar@hamptonu.edu.
Registrar@hamptonu.edu. All right. I can't see the next person's name.
Okay.
All right. I'm sorry. The screen name just says iPhone. I do see a young lady with a blue. or black cardigan on? Yes, that's you. All right, welcome.
Sorry about that. And good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for holding this. Was wondering what the schedules for pre-college. Are the students already registered for pre-college? Because what I'm concerned about is we have our schedule for the fall, but what if we take a class in pre-college that they now can take off of their schedules for the fall?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. White did explain that. So the schedules that they have for pre-college were already done. If for anyone that has not received that schedule or having problems with registering, you are to contact Freshman Studies. But yeah, as well, that if they do take something on pre-college that needs to be removed off of their curriculum in the fall, then during NSO week, that alteration will be made at that time as well. But they do, for pre-college students, they do have the final week of pre-college where they revise their schedules for the fall semester.
So have pre-college students already received their schedules?
I do not believe they've already worked.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Lisa Bacat.
Hi, thank you for taking my question. I have a couple. When we sent in, I put it in the chat, we sent in that FERPA form a month or so ago and never got any confirmation. How will we receive confirmation?
You should have. What you can do if you want is forward it to me and I will follow up and that it's been processed.
Okay, are you going to put your email in the chat?
Yes.
Okay, and then also the I missed this notice of this. My friend sent it to me. I don't think I'm on the email distribution. So how do I get added to the email distribution for these kinds of meetings?
So the email distribution for this was through Freshman Studies, and I believe they gained all parent email addresses from the Office of Admissions. So I would ask Freshman Studies to verify what they show inside of the admissions database to see what parent email may be on file.
So send that to Freshman Studies?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then when will the recording, since I missed most of the last one, when will that recording be uploaded?
So yes, so we are in the process of uploading those tomorrow. So the ones from Tuesday as well as today will show up on the YouTube link. But it is on YouTube at /HU Student Affairs. So if you go inside of YouTube and type in HU Student Affairs, you will find our channel and it will be uploaded there.
Perfect, thanks so much.
At least 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Was that your last question?
It was, yes, thank you.
Thank you for joining. All right, looks like Misty Drake.
Sorry, I had to find the mute button.
Right.
How are you guys today? I'm like, where's the mute button for you guys on? Quick question. So, and this is because one question already got answered, but this one is a real simple one. On the Hampton website, is it only really accessible on Chrome, or can you get to the Hampton website on Safari? Because I can't, I never can get to the Hampton website on Safari.
I'm not sure. I've
never... Internet Explorer. I'm sorry, mainly Internet Explorer.
Okay, so Mr. Lafoon said that she also has issues getting there as well. I was not aware that you had to be on a various server to get to our website.
That is something
okay.
Into though.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I just want to confirm, because at least for me, you were going a little bit in and out. If a student is in pre-college and they see a class that they're registered for pre-college as well as for the fall, that will get corrected the last week in pre-college.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for that confirmation.
The next person, I just see a face.
Call it Grant.
Miss Green. Grant, I'm sorry.
Yes, thank you so much. I was hearing that students, you will not be giving giving parents any information about students. But what if a parent submits some kind of power of attorney or some other document to the school? Will the school, under those conditions, grant the parent access to any information that they're asking, as long as there's a written document from the student?
That's really a specific instance, so we would have to see the documentation and review that before I could tell you one way or the other.
No, we're talking about simply a power of attorney or something that says, you know what, it's a general power of attorney that your son or daughter writes and gives the school access, give you access to, for the school to provide grades, financial information, because the bottom line is these kids are still minor. And I understand that you're saying that there's a privacy issue, but parents are paying the bill. And if I'm calling to find out what my son grade or daughter grade is, I don't want to be told no, because I'm writing that bill. What if I say, you know what, I'm not going to pay the bill? Please clarify that for me.
I do understand, and I understand that they're still minors, but their educational record is protected, just like their medical records are protected. So if the student gives written express permission for you to have that information, then yes, we would provide.
Oh, someone in the chat said a proxy. Thank you.
Right, but we still would not know if that would be accepted by the university.
Right.
So you may wish to just send that direct question to the registrar email and get Mrs. Carter, our, I guess, head registrar. She would be able to clarify what additional documents may be accepted.
Okay, all right.
You to do that. That probably would be the best way.
And the easiest and safest way is just to fill out the FERPA form.
Okay.
That gives us permission to talk to you and you permission to talk to us.
Oh, the purple form? Oh, okay. All right. Oh, the FERPA. Okay, great. Thank you.
The next person.
Hickman.
Ms. Hickman.
Yes, hi. Thank you for taking my questions. I've got 3 questions. The first question is, if there is, how do we know if there's a prereq for the class? She registered for a class of math, and there said there was no prereq. It didn't seem to be no prereq, but do they have to take a test, or how do we know if there's a prereq? Will you guys determine that in NSO?
That is a question that's directed towards freshman studies, because freshman studies advisors handle all curriculums freshman year. So you would have to contact freshman studies to get that answer. Unfortunately, Ms. White is not with us in the room to be able to jump in and answer.
Oh, I see.
And normally that information is in the academic catalog.
Of the catalog. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. And the next question, I don't know if you handle that or not. What if we need to decide that the major, or she decided the major that she's in, she doesn't like it or want to change it? Will you handle that in registration, or is that her advisor?
That would be her advisor.
Okay. Okay.
Is she coming? Is your student coming to pre-college?
No, they're just coming to the fall program.
Okay, so during NSO week, when they do that fair, and I do believe it is on a Tuesday, if not a Wednesday, at that time, then she would just need to speak to her advisor and make those corrections there so that they can get her on the right track.
Oh, thank you so much. And the last question, not gonna keep you long. The last question is about drop add period. I think that's registration question. If for some reason there's a course and we feel like, we need more time, or she feels like she needs more time and wants to switch her schedule, what is your drop add period?
It is usually the first 2 weeks of class.
First 2 weeks. Okay.
It's probably not a full 2 weeks, depending on which day of the calendar it falls. And usually students know within that time. There are special cases. That's generally between the student and the professor of the course.
The professor. Okay. Okay. All right. That's all I had. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Padmini, that's me. Hi, how are you?
All right.
I understand tomorrow is the final day to register for fall classes, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
My son has been trying all week to register, but it's not allowing us to on site. It's not letting us access the information. It's not loading. And we called and emailed and was trying to get help because we're a little bit nervous that he won't be able to register in time and get his dorm assignment.
Okay. That would as well be another freshman studies question. Were you contacting freshman studies or were you contacting the registrar office?
I called the number.
And my son called the operator at Hampton and they
From
connected
the
him
freshman studies email.
from the freshman studies email. He emailed the freshman studies email.
I called the
You called.
the number from the email.
There was a number he was given from an email for freshman studies. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no one has gotten back to him as yet.
And they haven't helped.
I didn't hear the last part.
He didn't get help on it yet.
Okay. I would always advise contacting back.
Okay.
Ms. Bell,
Are there any like extensions? I'm sorry to cut you off. Are there extensions for registering in this case since it's?
Yeah, unfortunately, ma'am, I would not have that information.
Okay.
But Ms. Bell is gonna drop another email address in the chat. If you could go ahead and are you putting Ms. White's email in there? Just put Ms. White's. Okay, so she's gonna put the email to Ms. White. She is the director of freshman studies. She did release this on Tuesday as well. But you can go ahead and email her so that she can see it directly and contact you. Within that email, include your name, your HUID number, and a contact telephone number for her, so that she can reach back to you.
And that was Miss White, and it's going to be in this chat, you said? The information is in the chat?
Yes, the administrator is putting it in the chat right now.
Okay, thank you so much.
She is the director.
Okay, thank you.
Imani Hines.
Yes, hello. I had a question, and I don't know if it relates to this in particular, but because I've taken past AP classes and college classes, so like I was just wondering like how exactly will I be able to like transfer those credits into Hampton?
All AP credit consideration goes through the Office of Admissions, so you would need to contact the admissions office. And once they verify that you have submitted all of the proper documentation, then you will go under evaluation.
Actually, it's two separate things.
Okay.
So if you took dual classes in high school, that you need to submit an official transcript to the Office of Admissions for evaluation. Advanced placement scores come directly to the Office of the Registrar.
Okay.
And we evaluate those and put them on your record.
So have you already submitted that information?
No, I haven't submitted that information because I just didn't know exactly like how the process works. That's why.
Make sure in both cases that it's an official transcript. So if you took, say, English and math at a community college, you want to make sure that the official transcript comes from that community college. We don't give credit based on what's on the high school transcript. Also, with the AP scores, that needs to come directly from the college board.
Okay.
All right, Dr. McKeever.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry, I had to find the mute button. My question is, good afternoon. My question is, I'm not sure if this is a registrar question or freshman studies. My daughter has registered for classes and some of the required classes are full. And so I didn't know, will they open up additional sections or is that her advisor?
Yes, Ms. White did explain that in that situation, you do need to send an official email, including the student's name, HUID number, and the course of concern, and then the advisor will make the adjustment.
Okay, and how do I know who her advisor is to send the email?
When you send it to freshman studies, they have 3 different advisors. I don't know how they are assigned.
Okay,
That's why you have to include your student's name, so they would filter it to the appropriate person.
okay. All right, thank you. And I'm sorry if that was a repeat, I missed it.
Oh, no, this is what we're here for. So I totally agree. All right, looks like Aria Griffin.
Hi. So I think it was the last session. They said that we were supposed to get the PDF of an AP score and then send it, but now you're saying that we send it straight from College Board to the registrar's office.
Can be sent electronically. It doesn't have to be a paper copy.
Okay. And I was wondering, do those scores affect the classes that you take in the pre-college?
They could. So if you're in, say, English 101 credit through your AP test, then you would not want to take that in pre-college or in the fall semester.
Okay, because I took college composition dual enrollment. Would that mean I take a different level of English in pre-college?
It would based on how it transfers in. Normally we accept grades of C or higher for dual enrollment. So once that's evaluated, you'd be able to see what kind of credit you got for the class, and then that will drive what class you register for in the fall. So if you get credit for English 101, then you would want to take English 102 in the fall.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
The next person, I can't see.
Margie Olson.
Looks like a Margie Austin.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Both of my questions were answered. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Clementine Ellamore.
Miss Clementine Ellamore.
Hi, yes, this is Clementine. I just have one question, and that's in reference to IB grades. I know you all talked about AP, but my daughter took the exam in April and May, so she will not receive the information until end of June, July. So I was wondering, since she already registered, how would that affect her registration if she finds out that she passed those particular courses and she would need to change her schedule? How would that work?
That can be done during NSO or during at-drop week. So
Okay, so as soon as we find out what the scores are, we need to send that, like you all said earlier, electronically, or?
That's correct. And those
Okay.
go to the Office of Testing Services. They evaluate the IB scores and let us know what credit we can give.
Okay, all right, great. Thank you very much.
All right. Dominic.
Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi, my question could have possibly, it has been answered, but however, my daughter basically enrolled in all of her courses. She's lacking the biology course. It was full, the same as the other young lady. I spoke to someone in the biology department, and because her major is psychology, I've kind of been getting tossed around between freshman studies, biology department, and psychology department. There was a nice person who helped me in biology who told me she needed a form signed. And then basically I'm getting bounced between all three departments. Her major is psychology, and the class that she's missing is biology. And I've contacted freshman studies, and then they told me to contact biology. Biology told me to contact psychology because that was her major.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to answer that, nor do I understand why freshman studies did not own that process.
Me neither. So it's kind of been going on since April. So I'm not really sure. So should I send it again? It's whatever the young lady that answers the phone. It's the same young lady who answers that freshman studies phone. Basically I've been getting again back and forth. It's been a back and forth thing.
So what I would do is the administrator has put the email address to Jaree White in the chat. Email her directly. She is the director of freshman studies, and let her intervene and get involved.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, my apologies.
It's okay. Thank you. Thanks for taking my question.
You're welcome. And I want to say, is it Manica Williams? Monica?
Oh, thank you. It's Manika Williams.
Okay, good.
You were very close. Thanks so much for taking my question.
You're welcome.
And I apologize in advance if you already answered it. So my daughter tried to go online to get everything scheduled, so we were on time for the 31 May deadline. And like someone else said, a number of the classes were already filled. So will we be considered done until we get to Hampton and or do we need to meet with the advisor? I did send an email with the 3 classes that she wasn't able to get into with her HU number. But no one's gotten back to me. Of course, this was just yesterday. So how should we proceed?
I would either email Ms. White directly to get involved, or when you do get here, you do have an opportunity to meet them face to face.
Okay. And but so does that mean that we're in compliance with the 31 May deadline?
I'm not at liberty to answer that question.
Okay, so I will email Ms.
Best just for paper trail issues, if you were to email Ms. White stating that information. If it was entered into the system and you can see it was entered in the system does timestamp. So they will be able to acknowledge when it was.
They got Zooms for safe driving mode. Gotta take the Zoom on and go. All right, so I'm gonna sit.
I think we have a hot mic. Okay, yeah. Thank you, ma'am. So Miss.
Well, hold on 1 second.
Oh, we needed the wrong person.
It was Monica Williams.
Yes, here I am.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So what was Miss White's email address?
It is in the chat, but it's JERE.White, WHITE at hamptonu.edu.
Actually, I think that's who we emailed, but I'll double check. And then another question is, we were using the syllabus that was posted online for her business admin major, but it was dated 2020, 2022. Is that the same accurate syllabus?
I believe the 22-24 catalog is available on the website. I also don't think there were any changes between those years.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. I appreciate you taking my questions, and I absolutely love these Zooms. Very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Tiffany B.
Hi, this might be more of a advisor freshman studies question, but I keep hearing that freshmen are encouraged to take 16 hours. Is it required that they take 16 hours, or is it just encouraged?
To be considered full-time is 12. It's recommended 15.
So to be full-time is 12 hours. To guarantee academic progression, it's usually 15 to 16 hours. So if you're trying to graduate within those 4 years, you need to take more than 12 hours is basically what that means.
But it's not required. I'm only asking because he will be in the band, and with him being an incoming freshman and, getting used to just being in college in general, I would hate for him to take so many hours that he's not even able to keep up. So I was just curious if that was a requirement, or is it just really encouraged?
It's just really encouraged as far as I know. 12 hours, like I said, is full-time, and that's really where you want to stay. We do offer summer session to kind of catch up or stay on track. So there are other options, especially for student athletes and student musicians, things like that.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Terry?
How many hours was required for the full time?
12.
12. All right, looks like a Terry.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can. Welcome.
Okay. Hi. So again, I want to echo what the other lady said. I appreciate the Zoom calls. And then the question I have is just to clarify on when the student takes AP courses. So when they take AP courses, I was advised to send a screenshot of College Board the College Board scores to the registrar's office. I just want to clarify that is correct.
We do need the official transcript. We had an issue last year where the college board did not get us the official scores, so we did accept screenshots in that case. But we do have to have official transcripts on file in order to award credit.
The official transcripts from her school?
No, from the college board.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Looks like a Tamara Blyden.
Good afternoon, everyone. I do appreciate y'all having this this webinar on Zoom about the incoming freshmen. Quick question. I just want to make sure, as far as the official transcript, my daughter took 2 enrollment courses, so the junior college would have to send the registrar office her official transcript. Is that correct?
Would need to go to the Office of Admissions, but yes, it would be the official transcript from the junior college.
And College Board, we would just let College Board know to send her AP scores directly to admission office as well. Is that correct?
Those come to the Office of the Registrar, and the student can log into their college.
Okay, so okay. So the College Board official transcript with the AP courses will go to the registrar office, and the dual enrollment official transcript will go directly to admissions. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Lauren Brown.
Hi, good evening. This may be a question that might not be for this particular forum, but I have a problem because my daughter is unable to log into her account and she is unable to get her courses. And I know the deadline is looming because it's tomorrow. What do you suggest? She's been emailing, and that's the only way she can seem to get through is via email. Is there any way to expedite getting any help?
Is she not able to log into her HUNet or not able to log into the email?
Not into her email.
Okay.
So because we were going in to try to get the documents that she needed for the physical and such, and we were unable to even get into that. And then she stopped because she was fearful that she'd get logged out altogether, like it would lock. So is there any place that we can call? Because it's like when you have to go through email after email, all of these days are going by and she's missing the deadline.
Have you emailed email admin directly by any chance?
I believe she did, but can you just give me that email as well?
Yes, it's email admin, ADMIN @hamptonu.edu. They're the ones that are able to make sure that she's active in the directory and can access her email. And if she's locked out, they can reset that for her.
Okay. All right. Hopefully is there any number that you can call that we can speak to someone directly? Because the emails, that's like how the days are passing by. Are there any numbers to speak to anyone directly?
I would call the IT help desk. Do you know the student number for them? The operator should be able to connect you to the IT help desk.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And they should be able to direct you from there.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
All right, and while we were just on this call, because I know Ms. White did have another event this evening that she can't answer, but I was texting the dean, and the dean says, please encourage everyone to review the registration email that was sent today by Ms. White. In red, it addresses the system error and how to access the curriculums. So we need everyone to check their email because Ms. White did send out an email today to you around 3 p.m. today. And there is a section in red that addresses the system error and how to go about accessing the curriculum. So that may solve some issues if somebody is on the call having, like the young lady was, she couldn't access the system. So maybe that might be the error that they speak of. All right, check student emails. I don't know if it went to the parents. It probably went straight to the students. All right, thank you. Telly Davis.
Good evening. I have just a general question in regards to scholarships. If your student has internal, meaning Hampton scholarships, and external scholarships, and that amount exceeds the total fee bill with the tuition, room, board, and all that, will the excess amount be refunded to the student?
Yes, the university does offer refund checks. However, I would always recommend that you contact student accounts, or you can contact us back. The office of the business office and students accounts, as well as financial aid, will be with us on next Thursday night at 6 p.m. So if you want to talk to Mr. Martin Miles or Miss Tiffany Tucker directly, over the Zoom, you can do that, or you can just contact them in advance. But yes, after add drop period and then another grace period when systems close out, the students are offered to apply for their refund checks.
And then maybe then I'll have one more question. And then the next question is, I know like when your kid is on scholarship, that only certain what they call non-premium dorms can be applied with the scholarship money. Is it possible to pay the difference to go to a different dorm that's not a non-premium dorm?
Yeah, unfortunately, I would not be able to answer that question. I don't have the answer to that. That would be to ask them directly.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Dory Mormon.
Yes, hi, thank you. I have a question about the University 101 courses. Are those mandatory the first semester or just the first year?
Your freshman year. Some students do take it their first semester, some take it the second semester, but it must be completed during your freshman year.
During the freshman year, okay. And does it have to be, I noticed that a lot of them are grouped by major. If the major is completely booked, can you just take anyone, or is it important to stay within your major?
That would be a Miss White question.
Okay, thank you.
Lindsay Smith. Lindsay Smith.
Hi, good evening. How are you? I have a question regarding the transcript. My daughter is coming to the pre-college program, and she is not the class that they signed her up for math. She has already taken pre-calculus. So today I sent over from the college that she took it. I sent it over to Hampton. What happens if you guys don't receive it in time for obviously the college thing is starting in 2 weeks. So would she still, even though they have her regular transcript showing that she took this class and got a certain grade and they know that it's coming from the college, would she still end up having to take this prerequisite of a class that she's already completed?
I think that's also a freshman studies question, because unfortunately I don't have any academic advisors here to acknowledge that issue.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And I'm taking some notes here to share them with Ms. White, so maybe she can create an email and kind of send it out. Some quick shots tomorrow of some of the frequently asked questions on this evening that are general, because if you all are asking them, I'm pretty sure somewhere in the world of Hampton families, somebody else might be having those same questions. So all of these questions are very beneficial. So I am taking my notes digitally. Thank you. Arthur Reed.
Yes, sir. My question is, my daughter will be going there doing part 2
my veteran disability benefits. So is there a veteran office there that she can go to? If so, like what is the name of that office?
Excuse me, that is housed within the office of the registrar. We have a VA benefits coordinator. You can email her directly at VACERT, CERT, @hamptonu.edu, and she can answer any questions you may have and direct you with what forms you need to fill out.
Okay, that's VA Victor Alpha dot cert.
No, just VACERT,
Okay, at Hampton.
U.edu.
Okay, 10-4, thank you.
Well,
Pam Webb.
Oh, hi, my name's Pam. I am calling from Indiana, or on the line from Indiana. My son will be attending pre-college, and he is pursuing the 5-year MBA program. And so I just wanted to make sure there wasn't any special procedures that we need to follow for that particular program.
as long as he's declared that major, he'll work with his department once he goes through the freshman studies process, and they'll guide him pretty strictly through the rest of the curriculum.
Okay, so he's already selected his classes. They will review those and make sure they're accurate. He's also attending pre-college.
Yeah, so every semester the students are required to meet with their departmental advisor. So that's when the advisor reviews the curriculum and makes sure that the student stays on track.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. That's bad. I can't see the name.
That's probably me, Tish Johnson-Jones.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Quick question. My son is currently registered for pre-college where he has written communications 2, but he also has written communications 2 currently on his schedule for the fall. Should I make any changes now or wait until pre-college is over during that week when they can adjust their schedule for the fall semester?
When you say written, you say he has written communication.
Same class.
2, yes.
Oh, I'm
Or both.
sorry. I was thinking photo communication. I'm like, okay, what did the communication say? I apologize.
Written communications for both. Right now, he has it on his schedule for both summer, pre-college, and fall semester, the same class twice. So should we make that adjustment now or wait?
No, I would just advise him when he gets here to pre-college, take the course and deal with the advisors here, because at the end of pre-college, they do that final week, they make any adjustments to their schedule for fall semester.
Okay, now will changing that class impact the rest of his schedule and have to move around a number of classes, or can they find something in the same time slot?
That would be up to whatever's offered during that time. So that's why he would have to work with the advisor to see what his options are.
Okay, that's we were trying to avoid having to change his whole schedule for that one class. Okay. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. And it looks like it just says Flower W.
Yes, sorry, that's my last name, Flowers. My first name is William.
All right, hello.
I know you're probably getting beat up with so many questions, so they probably redundant. I just want to say thanks for sharing this and thanks for everything you guys are doing. I know it's a lot of parents are stressed and trying to get everything together. So I just have one quick one. I'm similar to Pam, that was previous. So my son is in a 5-year MBA program. He's attending pre-college. He's registered all his classes. The only conflict, I'm not sure if this is a registrar or freshman studies, is that the African American studies was completely full, but he was able to add the honors African American studies, and just want to know what's the difference and can he keep that, because everything else is pretty straightforward for him.
I would advise him to speak to freshman studies because they handle the curriculums and schedules for the freshman year.
Okay, but besides that, and then I think someone asked if the pre-college schedules come out. He's received his already.
Yeah, I know that they had, Ms. White did mention on Tuesday evening that schedules had started going out, but they were having some conflicts and had to do some overrides. So that's
Okay.
saying by the end of this week, everyone should be all set to be prepared for your arrival on the 14th of June.
Okay, and then like you said before, so whatever courses they take in pre-college, they'll be able to, those will be eliminated and maybe a schedule change or whatever they have to do for the fall.
Yeah, she did mention that on that final week, the students do meet back with their advisors before closing out pre-college, and that they would revise any needed schedule changes.
Okay, so should he contact African American Studies, that department head, or should he contact Freshman Studies?
No, he needs to contact freshman studies and work with his freshman studies advisor.
Okay, well, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right, Lucette.
Good evening. Thank you for this call. So this is in response to the announcement you made in regards to the email that was sent out about the curriculum page, the error. So for several weeks, we've been trying nothing. We have been getting like error messages, it's not loading. But however, today, the major curriculum page did load. All of the courses and majors came up, but I was unable to click on it. So while I was on this call, I did email Miss White. She did respond very fast. And she told me to go to the major curriculum page, but it's just not loading. It's still not loading. So I'm just worried about, I know tomorrow's a deadline. I was on the call, but I was back and forth. So I don't know if you answered this, but tomorrow's a deadline. Is there going to be like an extension? Because, and I sent her the email, so I don't know. I'm not sure what to do at this point.
Unfortunately, I do not have any information on any system errors or extensions that may be granted, so I really can't answer that. But I will say that you are on the right path by talking to Ms. White. She is the director, so she is the controller of all of those communications and issues that she has to work through. So I would just stay in contact with her.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Lafoon, we're gonna take one more question because I know you have to get to another obligation and we're slotted for 1 hour. All right, so it looks like, I can't see the name.
Patrice Williams.
Ms. Patrice Williams.
My apologies. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much. I just wanted some clarification as far as who needs to send scores from the College Board. Is that just because my son came in test out? So would he need to send anything?
You said he came in test, you cut out.
He came in test optional just off of his GPA.
So the College Board handles SATs and AP scores.
A freshman studies question, because it has to do with the bridge and leaving early in this eye.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that? We had to mute somebody that was talking. I'm sorry. Did you hear what Ms. Lafoon said?
I did not.
Okay, the College Board handles both SAT scores, which is what I think you're referring to by test optional. They also handle advanced placement scores. So if he has those,
Yes.
you need to send in the transcript for those in order to get credit.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Brown.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all for joining us. Once again, if you all have any type of scheduling questions for pre-college or freshman year, please email freshmanstudies@hamptonu.edu or contact Ms. Jaree White, the director, also in freshman studies. If you wish to talk to somebody by phone during the day before 5 p.m., please contact 757-727-5000 and ask the dispatcher to transfer you to freshman studies so that they can assist you with that information. All other questions, if you have any questions in the future, you may speak directly to the registrar's office or email registrar@hamptonu.edu. We were scheduled right after this to have a live session with Chief Glover of Hampton University Police Department. However, he is unable to make it on this evening. He does share that he will be sending an email out via Freshman Studies about the Live Safe app, as well as the ID process that he had planned on talking about on today. But unfortunately, due to an emergency, our police chief was not able to be with us today. Also, keep in mind, Family Weekend. Family Weekend this year will be hosted on September 27th through the 28th, right here on the campus of Hampton University. The registration link for Family Weekend should be released on the Hampton University website within the next 2 weeks. Once again, I thank you all. If you all wish to have these recordings, please check our YouTube page, HU Student Affairs, tomorrow around 2 p.m. And all previous videos, including this one, will be loaded on the website. I will have Ms. White sending out the link electronically as well so that you can click and share and review. Once again, thank you all for joining. We look forward to you joining us this summer or in the fall as a future Hamptonian at your new home by the sea. And we look forward to speaking to you on next Tuesday when we have at 6 p.m. testing services, compliance and disability services, as well as the Student Counseling Center. And at 7 p.m., we'll be joined by the Dean of Students who will discuss judicial affairs and residence life. So all of your housing questions can be answered at that time. Once again, thank you all, and we look forward to speaking to you in the future.